everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm here to do my August wrap-up. So this is going to be all of the stats and the things that I read in August and what I thought about them. So it's a little bit late, but just bear with me. Let's get into the stats. So for August, it was like almost the same as July. Like as I'm like inputting the numbers and stuff, there's not that much different from July. So I read 23 books, but I DNF'd 2, which is just shocking to me because I never DNF. And so I'm like really getting better about it. I feel like pat yourself on the back. Good job. I'm getting rid of stuff that I don't want and I don't want to spend the time on. So the average length was 325 pages. I read 7,481 pages, which is like almost the exact same. It's like a couple pages different than last month. And so that's 241 pages a day. I read 23 novels and 2 novellas. Like I said, I had 2 DNFs, 1 2-star, 1 2.5 star, 5 3 stars, 8 3.5 stars, 5 4 stars, and 3 4.5. So that elusive 5, I like never give a 5-star, but I had 3 that were really, really close this month. Again, the average rating was 3.52, which is the exact same as it was last month. Pretty much every month, 3.5 seems to be about where I read. And I think that's pretty good. Like, I think that is like me picking stuff up and saying it's not the best thing I ever read, but it's good. And so 3.5 it is. I read 20 books on my shelf. 20 on my shelf, and I either got rid of them or moved them to my red shelf, and 5 that were not. I got 5 from Hoopla because I only get 5 Hoopla borrows, guys. I don't know, all of you who get like 15 and stuff, you are like so lucky because I get 5. But so I used all 5, which is great because a lot of times I don't. I read 11 from the Brooklyn Public Library, which I have talked about before, my library card there. I love it. 2 from Libro FM, 2 from Access 360. So since we moved, our library system here does not use Libby or even Hoopla, I don't think. I think they only use Access 360. I am not in love with Access 360 by any means, but I read 2 from there. 2 from NetGalley, 2 that were physically on my shelf, and then 1 that was on my Kindle. So I feel like I read from a variety of places, and I actually got some stuff physical off my shelf, which is great, and it felt really, really good. So as far as publication year, I also was all over the board, which I love. So I read 3 from 1990 to 1999, and I think you'll see what those 3 are pretty obviously. 4 from 2000 to 2009. 2 from 2010 to 2014, 5 from 2015 to 19, 3 from 2020, and 7 from 2021. So this is 7 new releases and 18 backlist. And I really feel good about that. Like as I'm trying to take down these TBRs, I love all the new stuff. And you guys, the shininess of it is so hard to like resist, but I want to read off these dang shelves. So I feel really good about it. As far as genre goes, this part I think is my favorite part of keeping stats and like the best thing that has been revealing to me, because I almost always would say like I like romance, but I like a lot of other stuff more. And yet every month it seems like, and part of this is because I'm reading off my shelf, but it seems like I'm reading a lot of romance. So I guess I need to like rethink in my head of like my definition of myself as a reader. So 8 romances, 4 thrillers, 4 contemporaries, 3 women's fiction, 2 Christian fiction, 1 classic, 1 fantasy, 1 historical, and 1 nonfiction. So that is all over the board, and I love that. Like this is why Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly, I think, tagged me in the eclectic reader tag, because I really like to read everything. This month was just surprisingly romance heavy. Then I read 23 female authors and 2 male. My goodness. 23 females, 2 males. Some of those are repeats, so it's not like I read 23 different female authors, but 23 books that were written by women and 2 that were written by male. Again, I think this stat's just interesting. I would tell you that I don't typically prefer male authors, and the stat normally reflects that. I didn't do any buddy reads or readathons or anything this month, just because August was our moving month, and so it's been a little crazy, as you guys know. But I did stick with my 2 projects. So the Unread Shelf Project was a book you bought from an indie bookstore, and I read All We Ever Wanted Was Everything by Janelle Brown. And then for the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, I read, it was a book in a series, and I read Love for Beginners by Jill SHALVIS. So that is all the stats. If you have not seen one of these videos, I really just go through the books and give you my ranking because I don't want to be redundant, because I do vlog and talk about these books at least once, if not twice, when I'm doing like a review of them. So I don't want to like bore you guys with telling you my thoughts over and over and over. So let's just get into the books and what I rank them. So Love for Beginners by Jill Shalvis, I gave 3.5. Ghosts by Dolly Alderton, I gave 3.5. The Dating Dare by J.C. Lee, I gave a 2.5. This Will All Be Over Soon is a 3-star. All We Ever Wanted Was Everything by Janelle Brown was 3 stars. Lifted Up by Angels by Lurleen McDaniels. Also, Until Angels Close My Eyes. Lifted Up by Angels was 4 stars. And then Until Angels Close My Eyes was 3.5 stars. And those are the oldies. There's the third in the trilogy that comes up later, but 28 Summers by Elin Hilderbrand, 3.5 stars. 7-Day Switch by Kelly Harms, I gave that one a 4-star. The Last Flight by Julie Clark, I gave 3 stars. What We Find by ROBYN CARR, 3.5 stars. Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, I gave 4.5 stars. And then For Better and Worse by Margot Hunt, I also gave that 4.5 stars. House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, I gave 3.5 stars. The First Mistake by Sandy Jones. This one shocked me. I gave it 2 stars. Your Heart's Desire by Melody Carlson, I gave 3.5. Rule by Jay Crownover, I gave a 3. Sloppy First by Megan McCafferty. This one, I'm not sure what I put for the publication year, because this one was published, I think, in 2001, and now it's being re-released. I think I probably counted it as 2001, although it does have some edits to make it more culturally sensitive and appropriate for 2021. But I gave that 4 stars. And then The Charm Offensive, I gave 4.5 stars. Loved that one. That is like my favorite new release that I've read lately. Second Helpings, which is the second in the Jessica Darling series by Megan McCafferty. So it's Sloppy First, Second Helpings, Charmed Thirds, four. I don't know what the fourth is, but anyway, Second Helpings, I gave 4 stars. 29 Seconds, I gave 3.5 stars. The Bachelor Prince by Debbie MacComber, I gave 3 stars. Getting Over Garrett Delaney, I gave 4 stars. And then the last one was Those Who Walk Away by Patricia Highsmith, and I DNF'd that one. So it has been quite a month. It was a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but I feel like 20 books off my shelf just feels so good. And so, and I found some really, really great stuff. Like Ugly Love, I was shocked to really love. The Charm Offensive, I was shocked because it's like a Bachelor retelling. And it's a male-male romance. The Bachelor and one of the producers fall in love, and it's just so good. The representation is great, not only of like LGBTQ, but also like one suffers from depression, one suffers from anxiety, and just the way they form a friendship and like try to help each other through it is so, so good. So loved that. It was just a great month. So how was your reading month in August? Do things slow down for you as school kind of is starting? I don't know if you have kids of school age. I know you finally like have some time maybe to breathe, but it's also a really busy month. So let me know how your August was, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.